Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh here at the Capitol in Olympia. Today was Gun Day in the Washington State House of Representatives, or really anti-gun day. In the Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee, where I'm the ranking member, we heard 5 bills all day during the hearings that all dealt with restricting or infringing or impairing your constitutional rights to keep and bear arms in defense of yourself, your family, your community, or the state, as the Washington State Constitution describes in Article 1, Section 24. So it was a spirited hearing, or set of hearings, 5 bills in total. One of them would limit your ability to buy a gun to 1 per month, 1 every 30 days. The theory behind it, I think, is that by limiting how many guns people can buy, somehow criminals are going to stop being criminals. The subject of causation and correlation came up in that hearing, and we didn't get really a clear idea of how limiting the number of guns that a law-abiding person can purchase in a month is going to stop criminals from committing violent crimes. But the supporters of the bad idea gave it a college try, and they tried to connect these two things. Another one of the bills puts a number of onerous additional regulations, restrictions, obligations onto firearms dealers, onto gun shops in Washington State. They're already heavily regulated both by the federal and state government, but this proposal would add new regulations to gun shops, particularly onerous, a really hard, difficult, expensive requirement that they keep video records of everything in their shop, on their premises, different cameras from different angles, and keep these video records every day that they're open, every day they're in business, for 6 years. And we heard testimony from the gun dealers that that would be essentially a bankrupting expense that their businesses just can't afford. And then probably the worst of this set of 5 bills was a bill that would require a new state permit to buy any gun in the state of Washington. A new permit, and this is a permit to exercise a constitutionally protected right to keep and bear arms. The history in this state, in this country, of requiring a permit to exercise an enumerated right under our constitutional law, it's a terrible history. Things like poll taxes that you had to pay in order to vote. Things like strange, politically motivated restrictions on First Amendment rights to free speech. These permitting of your constitutional right to buy a firearm to protect yourself and your family, it fits in that category with poll taxes and censorship plans that limit free speech. You should not require a permit to exercise a constitutional right. And this gets to a spirit of a lot of these proposals to restrict gun ownership, restrict gun sales. They try to put sort of utopian social justice aims ahead of constitutional rights. And our federal court system in the state, right up to and including the US Supreme Court, has ruled repeatedly in opinions like the Heller decision, the McDonald decision, the recent Bruin decision, that fundamental rights in the Constitution can't be subjugated to sort of social justice goals and even matters of public interest. You know, your constitutional rights to protect yourself and your family and your neighborhood and the entire state are the highest level of law in our system. Other goals, they're underneath that. Executive orders, they're underneath that. We need to protect the highest order of law in Washington, and we've done a poor job of that generally here in the last decade or so. What I promise to you is I and the rest of the common sense conservatives here at the Capitol are going to defend your constitutional rights. This battle is just beginning. It's going to go through the current short session, and it will continue for years to come. Really, protecting your constitutional rights is a never-ending battle. They are always under attack. They are always trying to be legislated away. What I promise you is that we will continue to fight to defend your constitutional rights. They will not undermine them, not on our watch. This has been an interesting week so far here in Olympia. It's going to be an interesting session. I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, stay strong and be well.